Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2 in this best of 5. So the score doesn't reflect that just yet, but there we go. Unlike yesterday, shan't forget. Score will always be displayed down here in the bottom. And while we don't have cool logos up, just a quick little shout out to Cheers for Gaming. They don't sponsor this tournament, but they sponsor us. So I love those guys. Anyways, spawning in the top right corner of the map. He is from Root Gaming. It's gonna be the red Zerg player, Hydra.
At the 7 o'clock position, playing as Blue Protoss, it's Rain.
What if you're one of these millennial kids who's probably never seen an actual clock? Only digital.
I'm pretty sure they've seen an actual clock.
I don't know, dude. I'm just saying.
Well,
I actually
first of
know
all,
someone in real life who doesn't know how to read an analog clock. They've seen it, but they don't know how to read it.
I think that's like their own personal problem. I'm pretty sure that's they're still teaching it in like grade school. Like this is how the hand goes and stuff like that.
Pretty much he's like a, I don't know, a tablet retard who relies too much on electronics. He's
Maybe she forgot how to read it.
He's actually it's a neighbor's kid. It's really funny because he does everything like.
Oh, well, how old is the kid?
I don't know, like 12 or 14, somewhere in that ballpark. I don't know how to tell ages, man.
Problem.
Oh my god.
It's like 12 or 14 and not know how to read clock. That's definitely a problem.
He's got one of those really annoying, those little tiny. Like, okay, you know when you were little and you wanted one of those stupid Jeeps? That was like a kid-sized Jeep that you could drive around in?
Yeah, well, I never wanted one, but anyway, we're talking about.
Yeah, well, he's got one of those that's loud as hell, and I hate it. But ooh, nice little attempt to pylon block himself in there. Rain, of course, with that forge opener, looking for some cannons here at the natural. Does barely squeeze that off. However, there's still room for one drone to get in there.
SOS, you are not, Rain. Get out.
Yeah, the probe's a little bit low, turning around
Rain,
to attack.
you're not SOS. Get out.
As in the cannon rush wasn't too good.
Set it backwards.
Oh, no! He goofed.
SOS, you are not. Get out. How is that backwards?
Oh.
I don't know. It's early as how it's backwards. There you go.
Okay.
Okay, he'll be able to kill these cannons, so this really sucks for Rain. This is quite a bit of dedication, but at the same time, he slaps down his nexus quickly within his own base, and we all know Zerg players can't exactly rush up this ramp. So for Rain's sake, okay, lackluster, but not at the end of his game.
Yeah, I don't know why I even bothered. Was that worth the money?
I mean, he put a lot of drones off to deal with that, but yeah, I don't know if it was worth 150 minerals. Well, I guess 250-ish.
Soon-ish.
It's usually it really doesn't matter because, you know, PvZ, I guess how it works is that usually nothing is done for the 4 minutes. Even an all-in like won't come for another 4 minutes, right? So like in that time you could probably make up hundreds of minerals difference.
Well, with the cannon coming home, I kind of like actually they placed his gateway over here to the left and didn't try and do something just cheap. But I guess with this wall, because I mean these rocks are always in danger of being taken down a little bit later.
Ah, I see what you mean.
So he's got that backup wall for the wall.
Bro, got a wall for your wall, so you need to wall your wall.
No, it was just like, I got a wall for your wall, so things don't get in. Here you go.
That's not how you do it, Rifkin.
Excuse me.
Man.
This is StarCraft 2, not a dank meme,
You blame Zombie
right?
for being a party pooper.
Yeah, seriously.
You look fine today. What's wrong with you?
Oh, James, you know, we were pretty much bros when she left yesterday. I just want to say, someone said some nasty things about Zombie Guy, but it wasn't Rifkin for once. So if you want to start, like, sandbagging me, buddy. Okay, so Stargate actually comes out of Rain. All jokes aside, guys, we do have a very, I'd say, interesting start to this one. I mean, the failed cannon rush is always one thing, but, you know, Hydra really didn't overreact to this. He didn't fear it. He didn't pump out 50 lings hoping for some wicked counterattack. He takes a third. He's on his way with his drones. All he has to do is make sure he doesn't take too much damage from the Stargate, which I think he should get a scout off. There's no sentry out yet. Okay, there it is on the way. No stalker
I still
either.
find Stargate interesting because yesterday, pretty much all the games he went for Stargate, he lost. Right? Except the time he went for
the Phoenix one, right?
Times that he made an Oracle, he lost.
Yeah, I think that's the more accurate description. Because yeah, that's some pretty cool Phoenix play we saw yesterday out of Rain, especially with his versus Zerg. But of course, his whole group was versus Zerg, so he had no other options. But Hydra will not come with that Overlord there, but he will see it with the Overlord down here.
Oh, interesting.
You'll even see what's being made. Perfect timing.
Spore Collar set up pretty quickly as well. Safe than sorry. Plus, he already has the queens out. This is really not that big of an issue. And Rain's... there it is. Oracle is on the way.
Well, it's also not a big commitment either. I mean, that's pretty much all you're going to get from that Stargate, unless, I guess, Muta is coming to play. Which I guess they could. Not yet. The third Nexus, kind of quick. I mean, 8 minutes is nice, and it looks like it's going to be... it's going to have enough time to actually get up and running. Hydra just drone.
Almost losing that Oracle. A little bit scary.
Oh.
Is that one shot away?
I think 2 minutes, 25 minutes. Yeah, because it doesn't do that much versus biological, right? Yeah, 15 is shot.
Dude. I was say, is he not going to get a Roach Warren? Did I miss it? He's going to get +1. Oh, he's going to go for Ling Hydra. Of course,
like
same.
Yeah, he's done this yet.
Oh, the name of the movie.
Oh.
Alright, Ling Hydra on Nimbus I don't think is a bad choice at all, but he really doesn't have a lot of creep spread to start this support this initially. So I don't really feel super great about him moving on anytime soon. But at the same time, when you go Ling Hydra, you don't want to sit back and you don't want to let your opponent just get to crazy Colossus counts. What would be kind of cool to see is if you set up like a creep highway, I think. That could be one of the best ways to set those Hydralisks up. Because, I mean, even with muscular augments, getting across the map like Nimbus and cross spawns, that's not going to go very quickly.
No, that's certainly true, but we haven't seen a creep highway in a long time. I guess it isn't just like, you know, pro gamers consider it not worth it, I guess. It looks like he's going to commit to an attack anyways. He does it on that Roach Warren, so I guess he was just playing pretty greedy. I mean, he did drone up to exactly 170 without any, like, units. Like, not even a couple of lings were made. Okay, 2 lings were made.
But that's kind of the scary thing for Rain. We always talk about Protoss players being like left to their own devices and getting overpowered and etc. But really, if you let a Zerg player get to 70 drones comfortably, take a 4th base comfortably, you're gonna have a bad time.
Plus, he got the opportunity to just choose all the tech.
Yeah.
What tech do I go? All of it.
Infestation pits, Spire, and everything. And maybe Hydralisk could just to defend against any type of drop plays, or to make sure it secures the 4th, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe.
Because he's going for the all tech, and now Oracle should give all that intel necessary. So maybe he could even think about going into Swarm Host type of play. You see that from Hydra for sure.
Well, for Rain, he scouts that hive. Like, that's a big deal. Having the observer sit right here over all the tech. Like, he'd see if the infestation pit was researching something. He sees that the Roach Warren certainly is, and he sees that hive coming up closely. He's got a pretty good idea what he's coming up against.
Yeah. Nice snipe. Usually I really don't see Zerg snipe observers intentionally anyways. Usually they have an overseer.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
but when those Hydras are given to Hydra.
Yeah, I mean, you already saw everything you needed to see. The only other thing that it could have seen was actually what comes out of the eggs, I suppose.
I would argue that's a pretty big deal just now killing the Oracle. Revelation versus anyone going Hydralisks is a pretty big deal. These are not that fast off of creep, but if you can get that Revelation down, see them coming soon enough, you'll be in an okay spot. I really like Rain's choice behind this to get Storms and Templar. You know, getting Colossus out is certainly acceptable. It's definitely one way to go about this. But if you've got Templar, then you've also got the feedbacks. You've also got the potential for further tech. But whoa, guys.
Viper.
Yeah.
Raider
guys,
Spire.
Yeah. Did not expect that.
Whoa.
Certainly something the observer would have wanted to see. I mean, I know that Rain is expecting Roach Hydra Viper just based on what he saw was moving and what tech predictions or tech structures were down, but Broodlords might be a surprise unless his Warp Prism scouts it.
Oh, that Queen even goes down.
Well, right over here we have the Warp Prism. Just waiting to see how this goes. I mean, I don't know. He's seen this, right? Like this. Yeah, there we go. It's not like hidden from vision, but he's not responding to it.
Oh no. Well, yeah, he was. He had all those things pulled over to the right because he doesn't know. Like, yeah, he can't really choose where that was gonna go, and unfortunately chose wrong. He didn't go back over there. Just went to the natural. He's getting 2 Corruptors though, and this, you know, obviously is gonna go into Broodlords, but first it's gonna just look like anti. Warp
one more.
Yeah. Hungry hippos.
And he never saw that Spire or the fact that it's a greater Spire. So these Broodlords are really going to be quite a surprise. Without Infestors, they're not totally imba. Like, it's possible the Blink Stalkers do blink under them. Wait a minute. They're not Blink Stalkers.
They're not Blink Stalkers. That's right. There's gonna be +3 weapon upgrades. There's gonna be a lot of storms available, but neither of those things are in and of themselves are that great against Broodlords. And what I really like about what Hydra's doing is he's not over-investing in this. Right? We've got a good, healthy amount of Broodlords coming, but the primary part of his army is still Hydralisks, still a couple of Vipers. I mean, the Broodlords are going to be kind of like what we saw Sulky use as far as Swarm Hosts go. You know, you just get a small amount, you pressure with them, you push that front line. But looks like something's up. He's got that fleet beacon on the way.
He barely saw that there was like 6 Corruptors. Like
he got Hallucinating Phoenix. Maybe he's now seen the greatest fire.
Good. Yeah, it must have been Hallucinating Phoenix. Unless one of those zealots maybe like dug in there. But
I checked after the warp and he didn't see it initially. So
he starts Stargate and a fleet beacon, and that's great for him. But the Broodlords are already on the way. I love the. Yeah, not like a super high amount, but definitely enough to like add to a good composition. I love the static defense. I mean, one thing that you can do, it's just like, you know, I guess seeing Swarm Host, but just a little bit worse, is that you see a tech that you're not capable of responding to necessarily until Tempests are out, start attacking over with Zealots, and Hydra did take this into account.
Yeah, this is really cool, actually seeing the static defense come out. It kind of reminds me of the days where like we'd see Golden and a few other people do like actual Sim City with the spine crawlers too, to like really root themselves in bases. But with the Broodlords on the way, there's not.
I said, root themselves.
Oh, Root Gaming. I was gonna say though, like there's going to be Tempest set. This is not gonna be an auto win for Hydra, which is kind of nice because it would be very lame to watch a game go for 17 minutes so passively, just have Broodlords come in and wipe it out. That being said, those Tempests are not gonna be that numerous to start. He's not gonna be able to one-shot them just yet. You need 3 Tempest shots to one-shot a Broodlord. Plus, there's gonna be Abducts with these Hydras. There's a lot of Queens on the front lines. Slowly, this push is coming, and I want to emphasize slowly because between off-creep Queens and Broodlords, this is not the fastest army you've ever seen.
Yeah, it's also not that big of a ground army. I mean, I think the Queens are the buffest thing about the ground army. Like, there's not even that many roaches, so I don't know how many Colossus he has. He has 4 Colossus, actually. That's gonna kill those Hydras pretty darn fast.
Ooh, gets the Templar to start, not too bad. Ooh, Storm's on top of the Hydralisks. He almost got the Hydralisks, but of course Hydras can just barely eat a Storm. Like, but actually barely 1 health remains. Because that Zerg regen, but a little bit scared off by this. I'm surprised because between Tempest shots, they are lobbed so slow that you can transfuse if they're disjointed even slightly.
He really doesn't want to have no ground army. You know, once there's no ground army, you can definitely blink under the Broodlords. So that's what I was scared of. Like all the Colossus just ruining the Hydras are.
Blink is... Never mind.
Yeah, he got blink as soon as he saw when he got the Stargate, the additional Stargate too.
Ooh, Queen's actually gonna get caught off guard. This is a bit of a problem. Normally Queens aren't that critical to an army, but with the amount of transfuses available on these fine ladies, it certainly is.
Fine ladies. Oh, oops.
There's a lot of Corruptors, man. He got a ton of Corruptors once he realized that, you know, Rain had a couple of Tempests, and of course they're also useful against the Colossus.
He's diving through so many storms on top of the Stalkers.
Oh, the transfuses? No,
transfuses are missing, actually. Now the Broodlords are getting focused down one by one by the Stalkers. Meanwhile, Warping goes here to the natural. They are gutting those drones. Sweet Zealot's not really doing much, though.
Maybe that was why he just dove in with the Corruptors.
But even with the Corruptors taking out the Tempest, there's nothing left to deal with the actual Colossus. The Stalkers will deal with this, and Stalkers are going to win this out. +3 weapon upgrades are pretty darn good, guys.
He has a lot of money. I didn't notice this. So Hydra can remax and maybe take on the army, but I think he's running out of larvae.
Gee. That's all damage, a little bit too scary to deal with. I was really expecting that to go a little bit worse for Rain than it did, but that charge forward was fantastic, and he'll take a 2-0 lead in this